The world outside saw a man defeated, a fraudster caught in his own web of deceit. They saw the headlines, the shuttered office, the grim-faced lawyers. But they didn't see me in my study, the faint lamplight glinting off the antique globe, a relic of my grandfather's grand travels. They didn't see me on the phone with a man named Mr. Finch, a name spoken only in hushed tones within a very small circle. Finch wasn't a lawyer or a private investigator. He was an asset manager, a term my grandfather used to describe a man who could untangle a web of lies with the precision of a master surgeon. My grandfather, a man of quiet power and immense foresight, had always told me, true wealth isn't what's on the balance sheet, Ethan. It's the knowledge you hold and the people you know who hold it for you. He had spent his life building a network of trust, a deep well of resources, all hidden from plain sight. The very firm that managed my modest personal wealth was a front for something far more significant, a shield designed for moments like this. Finch was its head, and his voice was a low, steady hum of calm authority. The case they've built against you is impeccable on the surface, Finch said, his words a clinical assessment of the damage. They've used phantom corporations, offshore accounts, and a series of complex transfers designed to look like a perfectly executed scheme. It's a classic embezzlement model, a professional's work. It has to be Mark, I stated, the name of bitter taste on my tongue. He was the only one with access to everything. My credentials, the company's financial controls. He had the keys to the kingdom. Finch didn't offer an opinion, simply a set of instructions. We can't just disprove their evidence. We have to show your evidence. We need a paper trail, but a hidden one. Something that points to a different source, a different beneficiary. The culprit will have made a mistake, no matter how small. Our job is to find it. He laid out a methodical, almost clinical plan, a forensic audit, a deep dive into Mark's personal life, and a quiet, systematic examination of every digital breadcrumb. I gave him access to every single file, every email, every financial record I had, knowing that my grandfather's legacy would protect my true worth from prying eyes. Finch and his team, working from an undisclosed location, were an army of shadows, poring over terabytes of data. I learned that true thrill wasn't in a car chase or a fight. It was in a silent, intellectual hunt. The pieces of the puzzle were scattered across the digital ether, and my job was to observe, to remember, to find the subtle cracks in Mark's carefully crafted facade. My first clue came from an old expense report. It was for a lavish dinner with a client I distinctly remembered. The total was a little high, but not unusual. However, the date was a week after I'd already signed the deal. I brought it up to Finch's team. They cross-referenced it with Mark's personal credit card statements, which they had discreetly obtained. On that exact night, Mark had dined at the same restaurant, but his card had been used for a far more modest amount. The difference, a few $100s, was a small discrepancy on its own, but it was a first discrepancy.